Hey guys, this is Hunt for Games. In my never-ending search to find a new MMO to play with a group of buddies that consistently get to about level 10 and then quit, I have stumbled upon Wildstar. Wildstar came out a year ago, if you're not aware, and kind of flopped. It was received very well by critics. You know, people that played it said it was a lot of fun. And then it just sort of died. So I did some research into why, and it seems like at launch they had a lot of bugs and a terrible endgame. The endgame was essentially incomplete, and what was there was pretty broken. So population fell off, and then they combined servers, but essentially too little, too late. And it kind of just died off. So I found out that recently they're planning on going free to play this fall. They just entered closed beta, which is not the footage you see here. This is the currently live servers, but you know, essentially the same kind of gameplay. They're entering closed beta for the free-to-play version. The go live date for that is still not set. They keep just saying fall, but I kind of overhyped myself reading up on it, watching videos, so bought it for 20 bucks. You can still, buy it, play it. There actually is an increasing number of people playing this game, I think, because of the free-to-play hype. You get a lot of players returning to see if the stuff that they were bothered by is fixed. A lot of new people checking it out. I personally am checking it out. I'm excited because it's nice knowing that I don't have to do a subscription forever if I get super into the game. If I end up really liking it, which so far, spoiler alert, really impressed, really enjoying myself. But keep playing for a little while. You know, I know that free-to-play is coming down the line. I could stop my subscription and keep playing. And that's, it kind of makes things a little less stressful for me. I feel like I don't have to make a huge decision whether or not I want to keep playing. So I managed to convince 3 friends. I'm sure in following videos, they'll be playing it. I have not done really any content yet with any other players. That's not to say I haven't seen anybody, I just haven't really jumped in. I basically got through the tutorial and the first kind of area of stuff, and this is the first kind of instance. I don't even know if you'd call it a dungeon or really what it was, but this was groupable. I could have come in here with a group of people. But yeah, so far my impressions. I'm playing here as the medic, trying to eventually spec into like a bit of a support healer kind of player. Really interested with how the character specs work. It's not the same as most MMOs I've played before. Every class is essentially one of 2 areas of you've got the DPS and tanks, and DPS and healers. Everybody is one of those 2. It's really awesome that nobody jumps into the game and they're like, okay, I'd love to heal, but it kind of sucks soloing as a healer. I can't do anything. This isn't like that at all. I fully intend to heal with this class, and I feel like I've been doing crazy damage. I'm clearly doing fine in here in this group area by myself, taking out groups of enemies. So it's been a lot of fun. The classes feel very different. I tried out a couple others as well. But you basically then specialize based on the abilities you choose to use, which you can't have every ability that the class possesses, which I like. This is similar to the way it's done in Guild Wars 2, and I'm sure some other games as well. But I really like that. I feel like it adds uniqueness to everyone's characters and how they play. I feel like you can really adjust to this playstyle that you want, both in and out of party settings. It allows me to, you know, full on DPS bar while I'm soloing by myself for quests and just an open world. And then when I go into a raid or a dungeon, I can just pull out whatever healing abilities I need to support the group, which is fantastic. And then you've got amps, which is sort of like the talent tree, talent spec of this game. Haven't gotten too deep into that, but I did read up on it to see how it works. It looks like you essentially spec into an area, either a combination of like assault support, assault healing, or I think support is healing, or just one of the different nodes that's a single one of those, just assault, just support, just the tanking one. And it seems pretty cool so far. I know that the tier, you unlock like a second tier based on how many points you've put into a certain area of the hexagon system. Seems like tiers 2 and 3, you've got to either buy or collect all those nodes from either vendors or, you know, finding it in battles across the world. I'm not really sure. I haven't really gotten into that yet. But the system seems cool so far. Seems very flexible, which is my favorite part about it so far. You play how you want. You know, you can't use every ability available to you, but you do get constantly new abilities that seem very exciting, which can then be upgraded. The more that you level up, you can choose to upgrade which abilities you're using more often. Really cool, flexible combat system. And as you can see, it's very active. Every ability from the first one you get is aimable and has to be aimed. As far as I know, I think the Esper class has some single target abilities on the healing side, which may play similarly to the way you're used to in other MMOs. But so far, everything I've had to aim, even more so than the way this game plays is how I wanted Guild Wars 2 to play. Guild Wars 2, there still was a lot of combat that I was, you know, just targeting an enemy, and you couldn't miss. There was, you know, movement, but it wasn't the way that I felt like they described it early on in development. You know, I enjoyed that game as well. It's just a different than I was hoping for, and I feel like this is exactly what I actually wanted, where everything is incredibly active. You have to line up your sights, and I mean, every time that, especially like that ability right there with the 3 bars extending outwards, when I feel like I line that up perfectly and hit a ton of enemies with it, it's really satisfying. And that is a kind of experience that I haven't had in an MMO in a really long time. Just that, like, gut reaction, like, wow, that felt really good to use that ability. And all the visual response with, like, the blue bars, like, filling up so I understand when it's going to fire is all just really awesome feedback that helps you time things perfectly. And it feels like an action game a lot of the time. And they've got, you know, the humor is hilarious. I mean, you've got stuff like you kill 2 mobs and it says double kill like you're playing Unreal Tournament, and triple kill and epic kill, and then you just have this announcer guy that comes in whenever you level, of course, is this hilarious, like, you leveled up, like, great job, and it's hilarious. But then you've got a lot of the quests, it's just like dumb, goofy sci-fi humor. I don't know how to describe it. Some people might think it's over the top, but I think that's great. Too many games these days, especially MMOs, kind of take themselves very seriously, and it's nice for this game to take a step back and just being like, yeah, guys, you're playing a video game. It sort of reminds me of like the MMORPG version of Sunset Overdrive. It's so much fun so far. I'm really having a blast. I mean, downsides, the questing system so far, pretty basic. You pick up quests from NPCs that you see with exclamation points above their head, pretty standard, and then finish them, it turns to a green check mark and you hand it in. I mean, I try to read the quests because they're the writing is pretty funny, and the story itself so far seems, you know, okay, interesting. But I do find myself falling into that trap where you just kind of like quick gather 10 quests, hand them in, and then that's it. But honestly, the gameplay, while achieving those quests, is so fantastic that I really haven't even cared. And the quests really are pretty varied. You've got like some kill 10 enemies, some gather these 5 things, but then you'll get these kind of like offshoot ones where you do weird things like control a robot spider, or you know, like this one is I don't know if it's an instance like little group dungeon quest. I'm not really sure what to call this, but this essentially I thought it was just a quest, and it fired me off to like the moon, and like the gravity's different here. You can see me like jumping higher. It's just all that little attention to detail that really makes this game stand out in my mind so far. I really think that the developer put a ton of effort into making this an awesome and unique experience, and I'm glad that with going free to play, it might get a second chance at getting a really large following, because I think the game is honestly fantastic. I think it got a bad rap because of some bad luck with other games that came out last year, and then, like I said, the issues with endgame and bugs, but it's been awesome so far. I think it's going to be a blast. They're really adding a lot of content for small groups too, in the open world, which I think would be great. Some boss hunts and various things like that you can do. But it feels really good to play. If you're interested in it at all, I highly recommend you check it out. totally worth, honestly, if you just can't wait. I think it's totally worth the $20 to get the game and a free month of play. Plus, apparently, what they're calling, like, I guess, legacy owners, like anybody who bought the game before it went free to play, you do receive some benefits for having purchased the game. Some little, like, I think they're trying to say, like, as the value of what you put into the game, we're going to give you back when it's free, which is nice. So, I mean, it's not like you're not going to get anything for that, and you can get a head start on all the free-to-play players, because I'm sure a ton of people are going to be hopping in day one. I really think it's going to get a ton of attention. It had a lot of attention on release, and now that it's going free, it's going to get that hype again. So I definitely recommend checking it out. I've been having a blast. Let me know in the comments if you've been playing Wildstar, played it before, if you're thinking about checking it out, or what MMOs you're playing right now that you think might be worth my time. But thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like for more videos. I'll have more of this coming along. I definitely gonna stick with Wildstar for now. I'm having a great time. But yeah, thanks for watching.